Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of ChatterBOX. Why do I always open like that? Anyway, it's me, as usual, running off my mouth. And this week, I am sort of giving you a part 2 to the last episode on marijuana. The decriminalization of marijuana. Now, I got a response, a very interesting response from one of you guys. I don't know if you want to remain anonymous or not. I should have asked. I think it's okay for me to say who. It was Alicia Forrest, and she responded saying, first of all, it's a very long response, so I'm going to sort of break it down and answer as I go along. She says that while I agree with you that Jamaica may not be ready for the decriminalization of marijuana, you did not really get into what would be necessary to bring Jamaica to that state of readiness. That is true, I did not get into that. But to answer your question, Alicia, I think I did actually touch on it a bit because, as I said, Jamaica is not, the state of awareness in Jamaica, I don't think is very high. It's very low, and the public needs to be educated, right? You can't just say, okay, we are going to decriminalize it and just leave people to go off and get high and go into shock and all kind of things. I mean, I don't have a list of the effects of marijuana, but as with everything else, there are pros and there are cons. Now, we need to make people aware of both of these things and then probably have a public, a sort of debate perhaps, and see where it leads to. But we cannot just go ahead and decriminalize it. Now, she goes on to say that, what did she say? Hold on, I'm trying to kind of break it down because it's a bit long. She says that it could be like tobacco. We could slap a Surgeon General's warning on it and advise of its health risks. Now, that might be a good idea again, but it's very risky because, as you know, cigarettes, people smoke cigarettes all the time. They don't care. Puff, pass, whatever. And then they end up with lung cancer, and then they're dying. And they say, oh, it's old age and blah, 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 which is absolute crap. Because, it's the effects of the cigarette. Now, she also goes on to say, she basically says, sure, people may be stupid. I'm actually reading what she's saying. She says, sure, people may be stupid, like those who drink themselves to death, and so on. But isn't that why we live in a democracy? The freedom to choose. That's a very valid point. I mean, yes, we live in a free world. We are lucky to be one of those countries who have a democracy. But isn't the purpose of a democracy to choose a government that will guide the people into a sort of, brighter future? To make correct choices for the people. Because if we were to just let people do as they please, then that would lead from democracy to anarchy, right? So that's my response to that. So we can't just go on and let people have their own way. Say, alright, I'm going to slap this thing on it. There's a warning. If you want to use it and kill yourself, go on, or whatever. No, it's not the way democracy works. It's not the way it should work. And I, for one, at this point in time, I don't believe Jamaica is ready for the decriminalization of ganja. The public needs to be educated so that they can make informed decisions about their health. Right? Now, I have something else I want to talk about. So, basically, that's my answer to you, Alicia. I hope it was, an appropriate answer. I hope it was, I hope I actually answered your question. I think I did. I have something else to talk about. Now, everybody knows about this guy Clifton Brown, he's been hitting up the airwaves. Kevin Hamilton, aka DJ Power, he made this hilarious clip. This guy who was twanging on TV. Now, first of all, I noticed since that, because Kevin, I know Kevin from Arden, but I'm not going to say that Kevin and I are friends, because we never really had that sort of relationship. It was hi, bye, little teasing here and there, but we were never friends. And you know, that's cool. I mean, you can't friend up everybody. But it's surprisingly, it's a bit amusing to see how many friends he has acquired in a few days. Because I see a lot of people tagging him in their statuses about their friend Kevin and their good friend Kevin and their best friend Kevin. And I don't know, I think perhaps Kevin is a better Christian than I am, because I would not tolerate it. I don't deal with fear with people. But you know, it's a really good video and it really highlights his creative talents, and I must salute him for that. And yeah, the guy is just hilarious. I mean, but it also points out something to me, like, what is so wrong with speaking patois? It's a part of our culture. Why are people, as soon as they see a little video light, they come and it's like, if you saw you talk, then you saw you talk. It's simple. Just be yourself. But I guess it's the same thing with the entertainers, because I remember a few years ago I was watching Elephant Man do some interview, and I could not for the life of me understand a thing the man was saying. They just automatically switched to this sort of mode. And even the same guy, Clifftwang Brown, he came on one of those interviews that he did recently, and he was saying that he didn't really get a college education, but he tries to speak like the university kids. Now, no offense, Mr. Brown, but the last time I went to UA, that's not how they sounded, right? Hover and cross it and understand it and Fisher women. Dude, it's funny, but you have to realize that the people are laughing at you and not with you. Come on, seriously. But it's all in good humor. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a serious issue. Like, you really need a bridge for the kids to cross and whatever. So hopefully at least that will come out of it, because it's really highlighted the plight of the people in Yellows. So hopefully the government, as soon as, you know, everybody stop joking and all this foolishness, then maybe you know, a proper bridge can be built to enable the people to cross it. Right? Anyway, that is all I have to say for now. I think I talked too much. It's been over 8 minutes. Ridiculous how much I talk. So with that, I'm going to end this episode of ChatterBOX. Send me your responses as usual, not as long as Alicia's. Yeah. Alright, so that's it. Later.